All right, friends, I'm back. Welcome to Blue Oval Racing HO Scale Custom and Performance. We're at Blue Oval Racing Motorsports Park, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, this has to be part two due to the camera kicked off of part one where I had the Puerto Rican hat sitting up on a bend, up on the track. And when I started talking about Darlington with NASCAR, I think I got into it at the beginning. An alarm went off on my car on my phone, reminding me I had to pick my granddaughter up to take her to dance lessons. The good news is I do that alarm 1.5 hours before we actually have to leave, so I can continue on with the video. Anyway, put the Puerto Rican hat back on. Oh, I left off where congratulating Dennis on his massive subscription. Got people that joined his channel. Hats off to you, Dennis. You got to show me your techniques. And congratulations, Dennis Osborne with Aussie Raceway, on you, sir, coming out with stickers, t-shirts, coffee mugs, and what else? I don't remember what else. Merchandise store and everything else. Congratulations, Dennis. And a huge giveaway. A huge, and I mean huge giveaway Dennis is having. You get a sticker and a beautiful, brand new, spanking new Hot Wheels slot car. Hot Wheels, not a slot car, a Hot Wheels. And I was congratulating, just cheering my good buddy Jim Slot Carbs Obsessions, with my cup of instant coffee, and then I was talking a story about NASCAR. Woo! Anyways, so I left off on the subject about NASCAR. Well, it all started off because of this Lifelike T chassis. NASCAR, when I used to go watch it, I forget the whole story where I was going, but I had a flashback because of the T chassis. It brought back memories. Me and my wife would go to the NASCAR races. We'd take the kids. We moved here in 99. We'd go to Darlington whenever it came to Darlington, watch the NASCAR racing, and we would sit on the straightaway on the side where the trusty old flag finish line deal is. And we would sit anywhere between 4, maybe 6 seats back from the fence back then. And we did that, and then after Gordon retired, we kind of stopped going to NASCAR races. Nothing to do with Gordon. I was not a Gordon fan. My wife was a Gordon fan. I was a fan of anyone driving a Ford. That's right. So, the reason for me thinking why I had the flashback, I remember sitting there and the chunks of rubber would be just hitting you in the face. Every time they came out of the corner to go down that straightaway, chunks of rubber would be flying up, hitting you in the face, hitting you in the hair. You'd have it in your hair days later. You could wash your hair. You'd be picking rubber out of your hair a week later. That might be exaggerating a little bit. But let's get back to the story wherever I was at before, which I kind of forgot. Why the reason I'm talking about Darlington with the chunks of rubber blowing in your hair, hitting you in the face? Because this Lifelike car. I was running this earlier in a few laps, and I swear I felt pieces of the pinion gear and rear axle gear flying off, hitting me in the head as it was zooming by on the track. So that's why this whole story about NASCAR was all because of the Lifelike, and it happens to be Exide battery, by the way. And it's a Ford. So let's go ahead and run the Lifelike. We ran Hellraiser Part 1. That was Part 1 of the video because I told you a story with the camera stopping because of the alarm. This is going to be a shorter video if I stop talking. So here we go. Lifelike T chassis, possibly the world's fastest and beyond Lifelike T chassis, even in the universe. We got to warm it up a couple laps. Ooh, well, it didn't get warmed up enough. Clean off these tires. She definitely has to warm up because she is unpredictable. Hard to tame, very hard to tame. We're going to try to take it easy a couple laps just to get it warmed up. Like I said, I believe in my own mind, this is the world's fastest Lifelike slot car. T chassis. Ooh, almost hit me. Please, baby, please. Slow down, Joe, slow down. All right. Yeah, be careful doing that. I'll blow a wire off the armature. This thing sounds nasty. Just listen to it. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold the press. Part two, world's fastest Lifelike and beyond. Ooh, what a slide. All right. Let's take it for a couple more laps. Hopefully, camera will not shut off. Hopefully it's not shut off now. Let me take a look. Good, we're still recording. All right, so let's run the Lifelike T chassis a little bit more. Whew, she's fast. You gotta admit, this is a Lifelike T chassis, folks. This thing, I'm not bragging. I like joking. But it's fast. To me, it's fast. Hey, it could be just my eyes. I mean, I don't know. You watch. I know what's going to happen. I already know. Mark Slot Car Garage. You just watch. I know his shenanigans. What he's going to do. He's going to build a T chassis and make mine look like a slowpoke. That's just not right. He doesn't even like Lifelike. He needs to leave him alone. Don't do it, Mark. Oh, wow, that was a crash. I need to hit Snuggy Bear down here on the far end. Sorry, Snuggy. Looks like that took out the bear on the sticker. All right, here we go. A couple more laps. Let's try to control this heat. Ooh. I need a better controller. I've convinced myself I need it. I figure I got to take care of his couple issues first, and uh-oh. Definitely, baby, please, if you please. When I get that routed track, I have no choice but get a timing system. Good controllers. Maybe not $300 controllers, but I got to get better controllers, 4 of them. And timing system, that's a definite. All that will come together. Oh, come on. All right, I'm getting discouraged about this speedy. It's definitely speedy, but can't control it. This thing probably, not sure what class it would be in. I'll bring it around here and punch it. You watch how fast that goes down the straight. I think this would be a good candidate to go out to Utah to visit good old Dan at Viper Racing for that drag racing league. I would have to get turn it into like a pro stock body or something. us control the beast for a little bit. A few more laps, and a little humor in this video, and I think that'll be it. Ooh, wow. Ooh, you know, it might be fast, but you can't control the dang thing. Slowing it down a little bit so we can look at the car run. Oh, what a hit that was. Holy moly. Blistering into the wall. Son of a gun. Wow. Ah, boy. Man, that was a hit. I didn't tell you, I did pin the rear end of this car. Otherwise, hey, this axle couldn't stay in. This Lifelike is so powerful. If I did not have the rear end pinned, it would throw the axle out of the car. Matter of fact, I had put a new pinning on here and it already tore the teeth all off of it. Holy moly. Wow. That's not good. By no means. We're going to, you know, this has the armature has that small shaft like the Super G Plus has. Not the Super G Plus, the Mega G Plus can motor has a small armature. The diameter of the armature where the pinning goes on. I don't think it's going to run anymore. We tore the gear up. Well, I think it's done. Is it done? I think so. It was good while it lasted. Yeah. That's it for this video, friends. What a wild ride that was. Until next time.